you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself, it's not over until I win.
Hello, welcome to Clarin. If you're new here, hi, my name is Clarin, and considering you clicked on this video, I'm gonna assume you want to get ahead of your peers and become top of your class. And if my assumption was correct, then you're in the right place. So without further ado, let's get started. This first step is a game changer, previewing upcoming lessons before they're taught in class. Studies have shown that having prior knowledge of a subject can significantly enhance comprehension and retention. According to research published in the Journal of Educational Psychology, students who preview materials before class demonstrate better understanding and increased engagement during lessons. So, how can you do this effectively? Spend some time watching explanation videos on topics that will be introduced soon. Platforms like YouTube, Khan Academy, and Coursera offer free resources on almost any subject. By doing this, you'll walk into class with a solid foundation, making it easier to follow along and participate actively. Oh, but Clarin, I'm not a fortune teller. How can I know what's going to be on my next topic in class? Well, easy. 1. Most teachers mention all of the topics you're going to go over for the school year at the start of the academic year. If they did, then, well, use that as a guideline. 2. Even if your teachers did not do that, it's okay because usually after the first or second topic, which you've probably had by now considering I'm filming this at around the first month back to school, you can kinda guess what topic is up next by either looking at the textbooks or guessing the next topic. Also, for me as a student in Germany, we have something called oral or participation grades, which count up to 55% of our final grade. Doing this helps tremendously with my participation. Considering you already know the topic and don't need to use any brain power to try and understand the topics in class, this also builds you a great reputation amongst the teachers as a smart and hardworking student. Next up, let's talk about the power of consistency in your study habits. Research from the University College of London suggests that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. By establishing a consistent study routine, you train your brain to focus during those designated times, enhancing productivity and retention. Try to set aside specific times each day dedicated to studying. Use planners or digital calendars to keep track of your schedule. Apps like Google Calendar or Notion can be incredibly helpful. Remember, it's not about the quantity of time, but the quality of your study sessions. 3 hours of consistent focused work will always beat 10 hours of dilly-dallying at your desk. And if you're confused, you know what I mean. Remember, you can always lie to everyone, but not to yourself. To figure out your optimal study time, try to observe your attention throughout the day. Are you a night owl or an early bird? Do you get afternoon slumps or are you most energized in the afternoon? When you are observing your energy levels, try to note down how you feel every single hour, and then use those analytics as a guideline for setting your study time. For me personally, I'm a heavy early bird. So much so that if I'm not productive before the clock hits double digits, I slump throughout the entire day and tend to not get any work done. So I try to schedule in my study sessions either before school or after I wake up at around 5 a.m. on the weekends when my focus is at its prime. But again, this will look different for everybody. What works for me might not work for you because this is my body's rhythm and yours can be the polar opposite of mine, especially if you're a night owl. Tip number 3 is all about engagement, actively participating in class. Active learning is more effective than passive learning. Educational research indicates that discussing and teaching concepts can greatly improve retention compared to just listening or reading. So, don't hesitate to ask questions or contribute to discussions. Engaging with the material not only deepens your understanding, but also makes classes more enjoyable. Plus, it shows your teachers that you're interested, which can lead to additional support and opportunities. I'm serious. My biology teacher recently came up to me and was like, "Hey, I've noticed your positive participation in class. You seem to know a lot about biology, which has made me notice your interest. Would you like to join me and other interested students on trips to biology/science related events of the universities in the neighboring cities? Well, safe to say I happily accepted that offer. And honestly, it really showed me how my participation in class reflects off on the teachers. Tip number 4, practice effective time management. Time management is a critical skill that extends beyond academics. Effective time management reduces stress and increases efficiency. Studies have shown that students who manage their time well often perform better academically and feel less overwhelmed. Prioritize your tasks based on deadlines and importance. Break down larger projects into manageable steps. Techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you can study for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break, can boost productivity. Tools like Trello or Todoist can help you keep track of your tasks and deadlines. Not sponsored, by the way. Tip number 5, utilize additional resources. Don't limit yourself to just the classroom materials. Supplementing your learning with additional resources can provide new perspectives and deepen your understanding. Diverse learning materials cater to different learning styles, enhancing comprehension. Explore reference books, scholarly articles, and educational websites. Online platforms like Coursera and edX offer free courses from top universities. Forums like Stack Exchange or Reddit's academic communities can also be great places to seek help and engage with others. Tip number 6, teach others. One of the most effective ways to solidify your knowledge is by teaching it. Educational psychologists suggest that teaching others reinforces your own learning and highlights any gaps in your understanding. When you explain concepts in your own words, you deepen your own comprehension. Form study groups, tutor peers, or even explain topics to family members. It's honestly a win-win. You help someone else understand the topic while you strengthen your own grasp on the material. Last but certainly not least, prioritize your health. Physical well-being significantly impacts cognitive function. Regular exercise can improve concentration and mental agility. Additionally, proper sleep is crucial. Experts recommend that teenagers get 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night for optimal performance. Yeah, you heard me right. 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So no more scrolling on TikTok before bed and waking up very groggy without any energy. Just put it down and go to bed. It honestly improves your life so much. But nonetheless, you can only help yourself. Make time for physical activity. Ensure you're eating nutritious meals and don't skimp on sleep. Also, take mental breaks to prevent burnout. Remember, a healthy body fosters a sharp mind. Bonus tip! Set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Your goals should be specific, so not just, oh, I want to start exercising. Say, oh, I want to go to Pilates 3 times a week. Your goals should also be measurable. For example, going to Pilates 3 times a week. You can always count how many times a week you went to Pilates for. Not only that, but your goal should also be achievable. So don't just say, oh yeah, I want to get abs in 2 days. Let's be real. Let's be real here. That's not gonna happen. So maybe say, oh, I want to get abs by the end of this year. Or I want to get abs in like around 6 to 7 months. Your goals should also be relevant. So don't just say, oh, well, I want to be a resident physician at Johns Hopkins University Hospital, and I want to get this and this much money. Girl, you're a freshman in high school. Like, set clear goals that are achievable within a relevant time frame. And again, there's not anything wrong with having goals for the future. This is just more of a dream than a goal. And lastly, your goal should be time-bound. The point of a goal is to achieve it someday, obviously. So having a certain deadline or time frame by which you should have achieved that goal is important. And please, trace back to the A. Your goal and your time frame should be realistic and achievable. So there you have it, folks. My tip-top tips, backed by research obviously, to get ahead in school. Remember, the aim is not just to outperform others, but to enhance your own learning journey and personal growth. I hope you found these tips helpful and are excited to implement them. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Also, I'd love to hear from you. What strategies have you found effective in your studies? Do you have any tips or resources you'd recommend? Share them in the comments down below so we can all learn together. And if you've made it to this point of the video, comment, "I wanna be the best," so I know you've watched until the end. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.